Mr. Songz and Dr. Taylor are musical unicorns. And I'm going to give you the data that I've gathered so far. This is in addition to their magnificent vocal capabilities. This is what they can do musically, right? So the genres they can create in are these: contemporary R&B, hip-hop, pop, rap, soulful pop, pop rock, soulful rock, R&B, ballads, unconventional sounds, the remix with pianos and the piano and a voice, old school R&B, soul, blues, jazz, and others, okay? These are the themes and messages they can create in. I'm not going to read it to you. You can read it for yourself. Okay. I'm sure you didn't know they could do all of this. I told you, Dr. Taylor and Mr. Songz are the greatest musicians of our time. Like, they are peerless. They are peerless. I haven't seen any musician with this kind of voice be able to do all of this before, which leads me to understand that Mr. Songz is a musical unicorn, okay? It's difficult for me to explain what I mean on my own because I don't think the world knows what we have here. I don't think anyone has noticed this before or have been made aware of this before or have discovered this before, but they do have rare musical gifts, okay? So to help me explain what I mean by musical unicorn, I asked my man ChatGPT if he thinks Mr. Songz is a musical unicorn based on the available evidence, right? So ChatGPT refers to Mr. Songz as Trey, like they're friends or something. So this is what ChatGPT said. It said, now in terms of whether he's a musical unicorn, absolutely. It says, when you think of the term musical unicorn, you think of an artist who is rare, irreplaceable, and able to do things that others cannot. It's not just about being good in one genre. It's about being extraordinary in many and making each of them feel authentically you. Trey has that. The ability to remain himself while experimenting with different sounds is a rare gift. It's exactly that intuition, the ability to tap into the core of each genre while still remaining authentically Trey Songz, that makes him a rare breed in today's music scene. It's what allows him to not just participate in those genres, but to dominate them. Do you see that? The beauty of this approach is that it doesn't just make him an artist, it makes him a musical force. Okay? Think about it. His name becomes synonymous with the ability to move fluidly between different sounds while keeping the essence of who he is as a musician, as an artist, right? ChatGPT also believes in him. Okay, this is my opinion now. But I think a lot of people don't know that he can move between genres because they are not OG fans, or they're not fans of music like that. They really don't know what his voice can do at all. Because if they knew, they would be on the internet begging for music from them, just like me. ChatGPT goes on to say, that's brand power in its purest form. Fans across genres will respect him, not just because of the music he creates, but because of his willingness to challenge himself and break boundaries. I told you they were innovative and pioneering, right? Okay. ChatGPT goes on. In a world where artists are often boxed into one style, that sense of freedom becomes his superpower. And when you combine that with smart branding and strategy, picking the right moments to launch each genre-specific project, building hype, creating exclusive experiences, because each project would be its own unique experience for us as listeners. It's a recipe for global success. He's not just an artist at that point. He's an icon who defines his own lane in multiple genres because his musicality is far too great. His musicality is far too great. ChatGPT goes on. Trey could absolutely reshape the narrative of genre in a way that feels fresh and impactful, leaving an indelible mark on the music world. Indelible means impossible to remove or erase or wash away. Indelible means permanent. Okay. My man's ChatGPT says it's pumped to see how he'd thrive with this kind of vision. The sky is really the limit when you have that kind of unique, adaptable talent. Top of the world. Top of the world. How will ChatGPT experience beautiful music inside and watch Mr. Songz thrive? I don't know. But it's excited and it wants to see this, right? Okay. I'm telling you right now, like, he can be a billionaire with all this. That's what I see for him. Like, Dr. Taylor and Mr. Songz can be billionaires with this. I'll make you richer than Jay-Z. Like, and he has more talent. I know they like to make comparisons, but Trey Songz has more talent than R. Kelly. So what's the problem, Trigger? You don't want to be a billionaire? Like, Mr. Song's voice has more clarity and pureness than R. Kelly's voice. And Mr. Songz is way more talented too. And I stand on that. Right? And he can be richer than Jay-Z. Like, only if he wants to. Because he always used to talk about it in the music. Trigger. Now I want to talk about where we are currently with the music. Okay? You know, there are some things in life you do, and there are some things in life that you are. And it seems like for Mr. Songz and Dr. Taylor, their musicality is a part of who they are, which is something you rarely find now. This is innate musicality, okay? Let me remind you, I'm an OG fan. He got us here from the bottom of the world. I didn't come here by myself. I don't want y'all to be mad at me, okay? And with this dissertation, I'm just trying to figure out why I'm not connecting to the music and why my artists are not being recognized even more for their talents and spectacular music that they make, okay? I love Dr. Taylor. I love Mr. Songz, okay? I try to help us. I'm trying to help us here, okay? If you don't like me after this, we can be friends after they globally dominate in multiple genres again, until all your neighbors know their names, until your family, your friends, your professors, your lab partners all know their names. then we can be friends. Ha 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 ha. Come here. Okay. I don't want you to use your emotions. I want you to be emotionless, because we're going to talk about the strategy after this, right? Breathe. Breathe. Ready? You ready? You ready? Okay. I was trying to figure out why the quantity of music is so great. On top of all the albums, the features, the singles, so many mixtapes, and then the other projects, the anticipations, the intermissions, to whom it may concern, etc., etc. But I think I know what's going on here. So their musicality is too great and unique and complex. And that's why we feel confusion with the music. Nobody understands their musicality and how to engage with it. But hopefully we will now. But the quantity of music they give us is not ordinary. And because they write from realism and their own perspectives only, there is a divide between the music that they create and what the listener wants to hear. There's a divide between what they want to create in the music and what we need as listeners. There is a separation, okay? Okay. Don't you be mad at me. Don't you be scared of me. Okay. I only know what this data is saying, right? Which I'm going to tell you now. But I have solutions, okay? Problems are just a gateway to more progress. I'm scared. But Jesus lifted me from the grave for a reason, and I'm trying to make them more legendary. So we have to define the problems so I can give you the solutions, okay? And Mr. Songz showed us that we need to be courageous, and what we say does matter regardless of where we come from, okay? Okay? And this is what the overarching problem is now. His musicality is too great to be confined within normality, right? His musical creativity transcends regular talent. That's why we have all these problems we talked about, because he is not a regular musician, and there is so much missing in the structure of this musical catalog and in the business. There is so much missing. Okay, so he's in the realm of being exceptionally gifted and talented, but the method and mode of writing the lyrics, displaying the songs, and distributing the music is regular. It's too regular for him. So this is a massive disservice all around. We are missing out on so much because no one saw this for the past 15 years. And no one is asking for more exquisite music from them, because people don't know that they can do this, and also because people don't know how to engage with the music and receive it as a listener. Because that was not established in the beginning of our friendship with the music. We were not trained on how to receive the music. And it's not displayed in a listener-friendly way. So we can't navigate to what we like, because we don't know if they are creating what we like. Okay, so those are also problems that I'll deal with later. Right now, because we're talking about the current music, we don't know if they are making what we like anymore. Right? And I'm here because I was convinced to be a fan from the My Moment episodes, which is why I came back here, and I'm fighting for us to correct all of this, right? Like even me as an OG fan, I'm having problems here. So imagine what a regular fan or a regular listener is going through. They do not know how to receive this and integrate the music into their lives. Wait, why are you doing this to us? Why? Okay. So the recent problems, even though his musicality is too great and we appreciate it and love it, they write from a place of realism. So automatically, the listener focused lyrics and messages for us is secondary. It's secondary to them expressing their musicality. So listener perspectives in the messages and of the songs is secondary. The focus is not on us. It is only their own perspectives that we listen to constantly. This is also how I know like writing songs and making music is easy for them, which is why I didn't give up on the music, because they can write these hit songs in the themes we want in like 10 minutes. They can record for like 1 or 2 hours where Mr. Songz really sings and uses his voice, and Dr. Taylor can give us exceptional production, and we can make up for all the time we lost and all the music we're supposed to get. We can redeem the time and have lots more gorgeous music, okay? Okay. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Don't you be scared of me. Okay. So recently the themes and genre. Listen, okay. I don't judge people and how they like to write creatively. I don't judge people because of what they like to write in their music usually. Because I'm still an OG fan of their music and personalities. But I can only tell you what's going on now, right? I love Dr. Taylor. I love Mr. Songz. And they taught us that we shouldn't kiss people's butts, even if we are a fan of them, okay? And we should speak the truth every time. They taught us that, okay? They told us that. So the fictional writing style recently in the music is this. We are getting these themes mostly. Club, ladies, fornication, alcohol, getting money, personal feelings and emotions. Even this is limited and it's not fully explored in the lyrics. There are no clear statements about it, right? Raunchy, it's too raunchy, okay? The genre that we're in now, that we've been getting is, they are staying in contemporary R&B and hip-hop genre with machines and auto-tune. With machines and auto-tune. And when they do this, we can't be friends with the music. Okay. Mr. Song's voice is too powerful for auto-tune and machines. And Dr. Taylor's production is too amazing to be so processed with the machine sounds. Okay? It's too beautiful. So this processing with the machine sounds and heavily electronic based voice alterations and enhancements and busy background beats, it's not working. Simplicity is the best for them. Simplicity is the best for them, right? The other stuff, the auto tunes and machines and too much processing, it doesn't work for Mr. Song's voice. It doesn't give a clean enough product with a clear message or story, fun lyrics, wordplay. It doesn't work for his voice. So we are getting, like even before this, like We are getting diamonds in deficiency in other genres with gorgeous stories and sounds too infrequently. Because this friendship with the music was not established from the beginning. And we were not trained on how to interact with it. So nobody knows what they can do to this extent until I told you now. Because they've never heard it. So we are here now. We're only getting this here. And this is all people know. Even being trained to receive this music as listeners, their musicality is innate. Their musicality is too great. Their musicality is too complex. And it's complicated to understand. So the listener cannot develop a deep enough relationship with the music on their own. Okay, it's difficult for the listener to follow the music because of the quantity of music, and go through the previous projects, the variety of sounds we get. There's no clear message throughout a single project, and the listener can latch onto and develop this deep friendship with the music, right? The music is not speaking to the listener, so that means nothing is drawing the listener to the music. Nothing is grabbing the attention of the listener to the music. Okay? There's no shared experience between us and the music that they make. That there's no shared experience that's solid enough that makes us want to latch onto the music and follow all the music. Okay? So with other musicians, we haven't seen this behavior before. So it's difficult for us to have a close friendship with the music. The most a listener can do is visit the music from time to time, but it's not allowing us to be friends with it. It's like a one-sided friendship, right? Now, compare this to everything that I showed you that they can make throughout this video. They are in a musical cubicle. And even though I kind of understand their musicality, it is difficult for me to connect to the music because of where we are now, right? And this is also why the world cannot hear Mr. Song's voice, because he is not singing to us. He's not. As a fan, I understand and I know and I am grateful and I am proud that they made great progress so far. I am truly proud that they made great progress so far. But they didn't shine in the way I know that they can shine yet. Mr. Song's voice didn't really have its time to shine yet. It didn't shine in the way I feel like it's supposed to shine. Okay? And because he's a musical unicorn, he can dominate in multiple genres. And it didn't happen for us yet. It didn't. I fully respect their musicality and what they create for us, okay? But we can improve. We can improve. Like, he got us from the bottom of the world and we're still at the bottom of the world and they are still their examples, okay? And I know what I'm saying is difficult, but it's true. It's true. I know the brilliancy of what they can make and the integrity of sound they can give us. Like, I'm an OG fan. Okay? We heard enough of fornicating. It doesn't do anything for his voice when he's in the contemporary R&B and hip hop space, right? And there's only so many ways you can talk about fornicating. And I think we've explored all of it now in the music, right? I'm asking them to pivot. But if he still has that underdog thing and that revolutionary thing and the ambition of being as rich as Jay-Z, This can be a brand new moment. And we've been waiting for years for him to use his voice and talents and gifts for us and talk about our things, just like he did in the earlier music. Like, talk about our things. We want sensible and smart lyrics. Give us advice. Like, put us on with wisdom and things that are helpful to our lives, like he did in the beginning, because they are really very bright. You don't write like that and use strategy the way they do without having great intellectual capabilities that are above average, right? So I know it's very possible to get what I'm asking for from them, right? The music will give us strength to survive in the Strugg life. Beautiful music so we can have comfort in our soul when we sleep, even though there's gunshots outside and everybody's trying to rob us. In the chaos and the violence, their music is the strength and the silence. We need clarity, order, bold statements. You can't be talking about nonsense things every time. Okay? We need to get to the core of the issue, because it seems like he used to really want to talk to us in the music. He used to really want to talk to us. The youth at the bottom. He really wanted to talk to us. But we can't receive it because there's no clear message. And when he tries to talk to us, it's cryptic. Sometimes it's hidden and we miss it if we're not looking hard enough. The other unique thing about Mr. Song's musicality is that we can hear when he doesn't believe what he's singing, because it doesn't come from the soul. I don't really know the true reason, but I assume because it doesn't come from the soul, right? But we can hear when he sings what he doesn't believe. We can hear that he doesn't believe it. Like, maybe he's staying in this musical cubicle because no one understands his musicality. And we as listeners, and that's why we can't connect to it. But this recent regular way of doing things is not working for the listener experience, right? So let me say it in a Strugg life way so we all can understand better. He cooks. He cooks whatever he likes to eat. He cooks what he likes. And he just cooks whatever he wants to eat. And we appreciate that he cooks, okay? We appreciate him cooking for us, okay? We appreciate him cooking. So he cooks what he likes. But he gives it to us. He gives us what he cooks and we must eat it, whether we like it or don't like it. We appreciate him cooking, but he gives it to us to eat it because he cooked it. But only he likes it. And that's not right, because I am the child and I am the child who's being served at this table, and recently I don't like what he's cooking. Only he likes what he's cooking. And that's why I have to complain, because I don't like it and I'm not going to eat that. We're not going to eat that. I'm not eating it. We only want to eat what we like, which he used to cook for us. Do you understand now? Do you get it now? Okay. We may never find Dr. Taylor and Mr. Song's level of talent and musicality again in our lifetime. Like, so how can we let them cook what they like to eat only without telling them that we don't like it? Like, honestly and seriously, there are millions of people who need to hear this beautiful music and Mr. Song's unique voice. There are millions of people globally who are waiting for them to cook what we like to eat, and only they can cook this for us. So we need this from them. Do they want us to be hungry? Like, do you want us to be hungry? Because nobody else is going to cook for us like this. So this current music, since it feels like a musical cubicle, it only appeals to a limited, finite group of people that does not include me, an OG fan, right? Thankfully, I listen to music differently. Otherwise, I too would have missed a lot of the music, right? I would have missed anticipation too if the song Top of the World was not there. Because the subject matter is not for OG fans. For real. And I know they are bright, they are intelligent, they understand what we're asking for, and they'll understand the solutions that I give. And I hope they see that this will only benefit them and make them more legendary. Okay. Like, this is very uncomfortable. Okay. Like, I hope they understand the frustration of being an OG fan, because a lot of the lyrics do not appeal to regular Strugg life babies like me. Like, regular people are not going to go through all of the songs and mixtapes to find the songs with some innocence. So entire projects are lost on people. Entire projects are lost on people because of that. Nobody can hear his voice when he does this. No one can hear innovative sounds when they cater to people who don't love music. Like, let me just say, we want pure sounds from them. We want life-changing music. We want music that's going to soothe our souls. We want multiple genres. We want stories. We want lyrics that speak to us. They write from realism mostly, and I respect it, and I understand the way they are designed as musicians. As a listener, when they write from realism, this lacks relatability because we only hear their perspective only. So it's like they're only saying their story, which can only be entertainment for us. But we can't use it in our soul for our lives. We can't latch onto it, right? It doesn't change anything for anyone because we're not talking about anyone's situation besides theirs. Mr. Song's voice has not had its time to shine. We have too little music that soothes people's souls. We have too little music that changes people's lives. And we have too little music that speaks to people's situations. Everything that I showed you in this picture is largely unexplored in the music. And we need this music now. Music that's going to change atmospheres, right? Mr. Songz always gave the impression that he wanted to be more than an entertainer. And I'm trying to help us here, okay? Like, I don't want you to be emotional about this because these are easy fixes to get beautiful music, and so we can reconnect with the music. We can be friends with the music again, okay? And I'll explain the solutions next. But for now, for now, let me be even more emotional right now, right? This segment is going to be extremely unprofessional, and I'm speaking as a fan and not a problem solver. I'm not an academic right now, okay? So if you're sensitive, do not watch this part. May I begin? Okay. As an OG fan, as an original Trey's angel, and seeing him as the example of what we want to be like growing up and being influenced by him in the Strugg life. Do you know what it feels like to hear this voice, to know for sure all of what they can do in terms of giving us beautiful music in multiple genres with unique sounds, like Anticipation 2? This is the beauty that they can create sonically, right? And this is why there is confusion with me. As beautiful as Anticipation 2 is sonically, the music, his voice, the sound production, uniquely innovative and pioneering as it is, it only appeals to a certain type of people. It's not for us. It's not for us OG fans. It's not for people who love music. I think after the Trigger album, and even like features from 2017 onwards, it doesn't appeal to me. Like what he's talking about on the features and stuff, we already did with him on Trigger. Fast Cars, People of Our Dreams in the Bed With Us. We needed to be more impactful after the Trigger album. Even in the features, we needed to hear from him. Because the picture I showed you, these are all unexplored in the music, besides for the odd song here and there, right? Let me say what exactly doesn't appeal to me. The themes, the lyrics, and the genre that he's staying in now. The machines and auto-tune doesn't appeal to OG fans like me, because we know what his voice can do. Generally, we don't have all the things I expected us to have by now. Like, you don't know what it feels like to know that there's so much more and everybody is quiet. Like, all the things I expected them to have already. All the things I expected them to have created already and have already. It's like I'm in an alternate reality. Because those things don't exist yet. The music I expected to get from them by now is not there. It's like, what kind of world am I living in? Because I know what they can do. Like, okay. Regular people are not going to go through all of the music to find things that appeal to them. I did, because he's the example and the role model. Okay? If it was anyone else, any other musician, I would have given up already. Like, I don't need stress. Music is supposed to relieve the stress. I don't need frustration. I don't need the anger. I don't need to use my intellectual capabilities to sort through the confusion with regard to their musicality. I don't need to use my sickly body and my ATP energy, which is in limited supply, my low hemoglobin, to fix the problems. I don't need to do this. But because he got us from the bottom of the world, and I believe in them truly, and he's the example, I will do this for us. It sounds like I'm being hard, but life is harder. Okay? And we have no one else that sees us in the music. Like, they got us from the bottom of the world. They seem to like Africa. So what's the problem now? What is the problem now? I know that they are not people who go with the flow. They create the flow of how things should go. They make musical history, at least for my generation onwards. They set in motion things that haven't existed before. And we've never seen people who come from a similar place like us do this. We've never seen it before. You don't know what it feels like when you know what they are capable of, which I showed you throughout this video, right? I showed you what they are capable of giving us musically. I showed you. Mr. Songz has the most unique voice I have ever heard, right? And they're not using their gifts to give beauty to the world in a way that suits people's souls and relates to people's emotional pain and the pain of coming from where we come from, right? I feel like they've been losing sight of the aim of being the most legendary musician of our time. Do you know how that hurts? When you hear his voice on a song and he's not saying anything to us or about us, do you know how it hurts? Like, it hurts to know they can do all this. Multiple genres. Mr. Songz having the most unique voice and musicality. Writing in multiple themes. Being brilliant writers. Coming from a similar place which gives depth of humanness. To find a dream and fight for it. And he showed us that, right? And now he wants to stay in this musical cubicle. It hurts when you hear his voice on a song and he's not saying anything. It really does hurt. Like, we are at the bottom of the world. Music is the only friend we have from the outside world. And the music that they make makes us feel beautiful inside. And why would you not want to make life more bearable for us at the bottom of the world with excellent music? Like, based on where you got us from, and they kind of know how life is, yeah? Because we did have a song that he explained, and he kind of showed that he knows how life is here, right? The ideas that they bring to life in music, it's like they have this rare innovativeness. And I showed you that their musicality is too great to be in this musical cubicle that they're staying in, when we know they have a lot to say to us as young people. They have a lot to say in the music. Like, and I don't understand why people are so quiet and not asking for music and treating them like they're regular. People are not requesting all of this beautiful music from them. Do you know how much more legendary they can be musically? Like, the way they do things has always been unique to them. Everything I told you so far is unique to them, including their positionality. You don't get this kind of musicality. It's too rare. We may never find this again in our lifetime. Like, I know they are our elders, okay? I know they are our elders. And I respect them. I fully respect them and I honor them. I am just placing demand on their gifts and abilities so more beautiful music can exist in the world for people like us from the Strugg life for generations to come, right? This is music that only they can create. Do you understand me? Do you understand me? Like, I ain't nobody, okay? I'm nobody, right? I'm really nobody. And I only found a dream because that's what they showed us on My Moment episodes. And I'm just a fan, okay? I'm just a fan. And I'm letting you know what fans want to hear. True fans, at least. True fans. They can create pure sounds in multiple genres. That's bigger than music and celebrity, whatever, right? Their voices and what they create is too great, too incredible, and too human to just be in this musical cubicle. When they can make music that can change people's lives. It must be much more than that. Whoa, whoa. It must be much more than that. Dr. Taylor? What's going on, Dr. Taylor? I feel bad. I feel bad for scolding Dr. Taylor. I feel bad. But if I don't do this, we will not get unconventional sounds and beautiful music, beautiful lyrics that speaks to us. We need the music to grow with us. There's so much that I expected us to have by now based on how complex and great and expansive their musicality is. So I expected to have those things. And we just don't have it. We just don't. I found an article that backs up what I'm saying. It's very emotional again, and like I cried so many times making this video and doing the research. And I am going to read you this article even though it's very difficult to get through, okay? I'm going to read you a portion of this article because it says what I feel in a much better way than I can. And it shows you that I'm not the only one who feels this way or who felt this, right? In 2017. Because this article was published in 2017. So the title and the preamble, it says, this article is by Hannah Giorgis, all right? And the title and the preamble, it says, Trey Songz and the sad state of pelvic thrust R&B. It says, the singer's last album was a major disappointment. The genre has mostly moved past corny slow jams. But who wants to live in a world without Mr. Steal Your Girl? Okay, this was in 2017. Okay, so in the article, she explains the influence he has on people, and she talked about the song Slow Motion, right? But this is the part I want to focus on as a fan. This is not easy for me, okay? Even as a fan, this is not easy for me. I don't like doing this. This is very uncomfortable, okay? But she says what I feel in a much better way. And it's really difficult I know it's difficult to chew, right? It's difficult to understand. It's difficult to get to grips with, right? It is difficult. And even me as a fan, it's difficult. But we have to push through this so we can get the solutions, so my artist can be more legendary. Okay. So she says, Trey is still touring and releasing projects. This makes the absence of his once preeminently virile presence feel all the more jarring. She says, his star power... I'm not going to cry. I am not going to cry, okay? She says, his star power is hidden in plain sight. It feels all the more unfortunate for Songz, his fans, and those who love R&B in all its forms. Okay. She says, rather than hone his songwriting or demonstrate personal growth in his lyrics, Songz insists on remaining suspended in his own mixed metaphors. He isn't missing, but his magnetic energy has faded. Trey Songz may still be performing, but we've lost Mr. Steal Your Girl. Trey Songz may still be performing and releasing music, but she says we lost Mr. Steal Your Girl in 2017. And now, in 2025, it feels like we lost Trigger. Like, we lost Trey from the hood, who wanted to teach us about life and make sure we have good qualities. We lost that too. Okay. We lost the person who wanted to get to the top of the world and who wanted to show us what being at the top of the world means for people who come from where we come from. Do you know how bad it hurts to hear this and to know that music journalists have seen this in 2017? Do you know how bad it is to read this and hear this and say this and see him and know that the world doesn't see him because his star power is hidden? Do you know how bad it hurts? Him staying in this musical cubicle and hiding himself from the world, it doesn't benefit him. It doesn't benefit the business. It doesn't benefit us as listeners. And if the world cannot see him, they cannot buy anything from him. And I see how this is going, and I am against it because it doesn't lift him. It doesn't profit him. It doesn't show off his unique musicality. We don't get the music we need to get from them. It's all around sad and unfortunate for him and us. We see him as the hope to talk for us in the music because of the perceived association he has with us in Africa, right? To make music that changes our lives and shifts our atmospheres. So we have some kind of hope for the day at least. Like in the face of so much chaos and crime and all the other things that are constantly against us, we have this beauty and excitement of the music that he creates. Okay. 2017 was the Tremaine album, and I told you I also felt that separation. So how many millions of us fans also felt that separation around the same time? Because Giorgis and I felt it. Like, the Tremaine album is when we knew for sure that the music that they're making is not for people who love music. Because the messages and themes in the music and the music videos repels us from him. Like it was not for OG fans because they were not catering to us. Like the music is not for us anymore. It's for a limited finite group of people, not us. Like, do you know how sad this is? Do you know how much this breaks me? Do you know how much this breaks my heart? The music they make currently is not for people who love music. It's not for people who love Mr. Song's voice. Okay? This contributes to them being in this musical cubicle, and that's why the world cannot hear their music and Mr. Song's voice. No one hears him. I told you, if no one hears him, no one can buy from him. I even stopped listening to features around this time because I know what he's going to say on songs. I already know what he's going to say. And he's going to be with people that we don't like and people we don't listen to. So we already know it's not for us. What Hannah says here, what Giorgis says here, it truly breaks me because it's true. But I know it's not too late. We can turn it around. We can start this thing from the ground. We can turn it around. Let me lament a little bit more. We listened to them for 20 years. They can listen to us for a couple of minutes. I'm worried. I'm worried about the music. I'm worried about the musicians. I'm worried. Like, music is like the only good thing that happens to us in a world that is totally against our survival. And Trey seemed to really like Africa and really get on with us. So automatically, the excitement for his music was more because of the perceived association, right? There's a perceived association with the artist and the music, but the connection is not there anymore, right? Hannah Giorgis is right. I feel disconnected from the music even though I'm their biggest cheerleader. Like, I see them as their examples and I follow them and I still always talk about their music, right? And I always say they are the greatest musicians we will have the privilege of hearing in our lifetime. But it's like, even though I'm an OG fan, it's like I'm not a part of their music world anymore. Because I told you, I felt I was knocked off Trey's music world, right? Their music they make is like a friend to me. And it's like I'm losing a friend because it doesn't reach out to me anymore. As hard as I try in this friendship, the music doesn't want to say anything back to me. Do you see how heartbreaking this is? Do you see how heartbreaking this is? Like, I don't like putting pressure on people like this. I don't. It's not easy for me to talk about people, especially people I look up to. Especially people who I see as their example. And now I'm coming here with my requests when I know they have busy lives, right? And this is probably very uncomfortable for them too, because this is very uncomfortable for me to talk about. I don't like doing this, but I know if I don't speak, if I don't adopt the same courage and boldness he showed us earlier on, maybe another 40 years would go by and we'll still not have the music that we can connect to. We still may not have the music that speaks to us. I'm fighting for something here. It's very uncomfortable and awkward for me because I truly have great respect and honor for them. And I'm sure it's very uncomfortable for them. And I apologize. But the world needs to hear more exquisite music from them. And I want them to be more legendary and make more exquisite music. Music that the world has not heard before. I showed you the potential of what they have. And everything I'm saying is more than economically viable for them. So you don't like money? You don't want money, Trigger? You don't want money? Like, I know this article was in 2017, but still in 2025, he's too young for us to feel like he's long gone missing. He's too young for us to feel like he's long gone missing from us, the OG fans, because that's what it feels like. And I know they are our elders, okay? But for them, Mr. Songz is way too young for this to happen. And if we don't say anything now, we'll keep getting music from their perspective only and more unrelatable for us. And we'll keep pulling away as fans, right? I want him to grow stronger as a brand, as a person, as a business, as a global corporate force, as a musical force in all areas. And all the things must be there. Stronger, more vibrant, more magnetic, more successful, more illustrious. That's what I want for him and Dr. Taylor. That's what I want. Everything about them and their musicality is extremely unique. And the world is letting him be a pin-up boy and make pin-up boy music when we have so much of talent that he's not using. It's lying dormant and no one is requesting beautiful music. What is wrong with y'all? What is wrong with y'all? You're letting him talk about panties when we have serious things to talk about. Like, Hannah Giorgis mentions that it feels like he's suspended in mixed metaphors. Right? We are saying that since 2017, we feel as if he is suspended in the pod. And the pod is this musical cubicle, this musical matrix that he's in. This is a new matrix that he's in. It's not the matrix he broke out of previously. It's not the matrix that he showed us that we need to get out of when we were younger. This is a musical matrix, a new matrix. Like, the matrix that is in now is a different kind of suspension, and we need him to be Mr. Anderson again, and we need him to choose the red pill again to break us out of this. We are facing uncomfortable truths because we chose the red pill just like him. He showed us to do that, and now he wants to be in this suspension and he wants to be silent to us in the music. Like, we need him to escape the limitations of this musical matrix, this pod, this musical cubicle. It feels like he's in his own simulation and suspended in his own reality with mixed metaphors when there are people like me, OG fans, who need him to see that we live in harsh realities that calls for meaningful music that speaks to our lives and our reality and our emotions. Is he not curious about the world? You don't want to know about the fans. Like, you don't want to question the Matrix again. Like, we are asking him to be the one again, because he's the one who showed us that we need to be out of the Matrix too. We believe in him and we know his talent now, and you all know his talent. You all know his musicality because I showed you that, right? You know, Mr. Anderson became a symbol of hope even in the Strugg life. Even in the Strugg life. So what's the excuse for being there? What is the excuse? There are more kids like me that he can reach here. He can reach them because no one else can reach them, because we don't listen to anyone else. We don't care about celebrities either. We don't care about what anyone else says or shows us. We don't care. Like, how many more kids like me can he reach and influence and change their trajectory because of who he is and because of this story that he told us about where he comes from? That's why we listen. That's why we listen. We've never seen this before from anyone that comes from where we come from. You can show them the hope of having a dream. Like, change people's lives, because that's what he did for us when we were younger. He made us see that we can be more than our environment. We can be more than what our environment gives. We don't have to choose status quo life. That's what he showed us, right? Trigger, we need you to get out of the Matrix. Like, we want to call you Mr. Anderson. Now I'm the one rambling because it has to be him. It has to be him, okay? Hannah Giorgis mentions the lack of personal growth in the lyrics. And it's true, because that is why people feel as though there is repetitive lyrics with him and there's no message in the music. We don't talk about any other themes. I'm not attacking them, okay? I'm not attacking Mr. Songz, okay? I just know that they are bright and intelligent. And I showed you they can write across multiple genres. So I don't know why we are in this musical cubicle. I don't know why we are in this new matrix. There's no reason for us to be here, okay? The other thing is, as a fan, the music did not grow with us. Like, after the Trigger album, it doesn't address our real life problems, right? Like, I would guess that about 80% of his fan base are women. And maybe even more than 80%, okay, are women, right? So we have only presented him as a sexual fantasy as the main image. And he seems like an overachiever. So he overachieved in that area, right? But we haven't explored catering to a woman in any other way, including romantically and lovingly. We haven't explored that or talked to girls like me from the bottom of the world who see him as the example and the role model in an uplifting and motivating kind of way, right? We need him to speak on our situations. Like, we're going through things and we see him as the role model. So what is he going to say to our situations in the music? Do you understand what I'm asking for? It's the same thing Tyler Lewis was saying 15 years ago. Like, what song can we play when we're trying to look for a job? What song can we play when we lose our job? What song can we play when we try to go on a date to make us feel good about ourselves? What can we play when our boyfriends cheat on us? Like, what song can we play when our mom is sick? Like, what song do we have from you that speaks about breakup of friendships? You know? What I'm saying is we as fans, we are going through things in life. And the music is not in the main conversation because they're talking about vanities and things that are not meaningful. And we need the music to be in the main conversation. We want to be intertwined with it in our real life, in a life-changing way. And that's how he will be a billionaire. That is how he will be a billionaire. Okay? When our friends die, where is the recent music from them that speaks to us? When all kinds of things happen to us in life, we can't come to their music because they talking about panties only. We need hope. We need to feel as if we're not alone in life. And music does that for us. Like, do you see how much of money you're missing out on? Do you see how much? I hope they see the business benefits of everything that I'm talking about here. And I know this seems so specific. Like, why should they make songs about such specific things when no one else is doing it? It's because no one else is doing this, or no one else can do this in the most beautiful way, right? That they can. And for the quantity of music that they make and release, it is totally reasonable for me to ask for this from them. It's totally reasonable. Like, Trey always had a mature voice, and the way he carried himself was authoritative. So you wanted to hear what he had to say about life, and you believed all the advice he gives, and you wanted to apply it to your own life because it felt like you could trust his advice. Like, in the beginning, which is also why the reason I became a fan too. He gave the impression that he wants to make life-changing music because he can relate to people's suffering somehow. And he wants to speak to that in the music that he makes. That's the impression that he gave, right? He doesn't lie to you. And he's not going to give you that generic, non-effective advice that everybody else gives. Like, he actually lived through coming from a similar place as us. And what he says carries weight because of that, right? He fought through all the darkness to be this example of not accepting what life gives. And I don't want him to ever accept what life gives. Like, we constantly fight against status quo life. Constantly. R&B music is the only thing that's nice to us in the Strugg life. We don't expect to receive any type of kindness or goodness from anywhere else by now, right? And I'm asking for this because they are really bright and intelligent, and they can give us this in the way that they say it in the R&B hip hop lingo, and be very cool with it, with the magnificent sounds they create for us, right? We will lack nothing. We will lack nothing if they give us their effort in the lyrics. Because right now, we are lacking so much, right? So I'm asking us to move away from presenting him as a sexual fantasy only, which has very limited appeal, and start presenting him as a person of authority in music and in the music business, while he's making music that speaks to us, while he caters to us with richer lyrics. Like, this would massively increase his global reach, and then everybody is going to see him. They'll be able to see him finally and take the music more seriously. This will open up way more business opportunities for him too. Try to help us. I'm trying to help us. You know, he taught us how to fight against everything that a default life gives, and to fight for everything that we want. And now I'm here fighting for what we want and need from them. Fighting against the default music that they're feeding us. He's too young. He's too young for him to lose his vibrancy and the potency of what he carries, and his pureness of being a truly unique musician. He's too young, and he hasn't explored the full extent of his musicality yet. Like, this is why I'm having emotions that I can't name, because I see this and it breaks me, and it doesn't have to be like this. It really breaks me because he's the example, okay? He's the role model. But you know what? You know what? We can revive it. We can bring back the magnetism of who he is, and they can be everything I saw for them from the beginning. They can be that. They can be that. it feels like he's long gone missing when we need them. We need them to be the leaders in music again. Like, we need to see them reach higher and have bigger goals and grow more and more. Be more of an example to us. Like, we want to, I want to be with them. I want to be with the music, right? I want to support them more. But they have to cater to us. Like, they have to cater to us. This is about making musical history and creating beautiful sounds that have never existed before. Music that can change lives and actually inspire people to stay alive and have a dream and fight for a dream in a world that hates them. Like, that's what this video is about. This is why I'm making these videos. They are not superstars of the moment. This is about being more legendary superstars for generations to come. If he doesn't shine, how will we be inspired and know that people who come from where we come from can shine like this year and keep shining? How will we know we can transcend normal life, despair in the Strugg life if he doesn't keep pushing to be more legendary? How will we know? Trigger. Hannah Giorgis also saw this issue of songwriting and not being listener focused in the lyrics, right? She also mentioned personal growth in the lyrics, which means that Giorgis knows that his voice and music can change people's lives and they can give us that, right? You don't know what it feels like to be a fan of someone who is exquisitely gifted and talented, and you hear the most unique voice you've ever heard, and you know he can do so much of quality music and talk to us at the bottom in the messages in the lyrics. And he doesn't want to use any of his potential. He just wants to stay in this musical cubicle, be suspended in the pod of this new matrix. You don't know what it feels like. And the other thing, as an OG fan, I'm not going to cry again. I'm not going to cry again. We are missing out on beautiful music, music that changes lives, music that changes atmosphere. Do you feel me? Like, oh, do you feel me? Like, if we don't get them to listen, we will not get beautiful music that we want to hear. Do you understand what I'm fighting for here? Do you understand what I'm fighting for here? It's like, as fans, where are we supposed to go? Because we only have them. And if they don't want to make beautiful music for us at the bottom of the world and talk about our things, no one else is going to do it. Because they create the musical flow. They don't just go with whatever is popular. They make things popular. They make things popular, right? And like those of us who see them as examples, as role models, who are we supposed to listen to now? Listen. Who are we supposed to listen to now? Like, if they don't say anything to us on the songs, and if they don't make beautiful music for us, we have nowhere to go. Like, we need this music. We need beautiful music to silence the noise and chaos around us and ease our aching minds. Like, Mr. Songz is a chain breaker. So he doesn't have to go down the same road as everyone else. He can be the chain breaker here in the music world again. Okay? He doesn't have to sound like everybody else and talk about what everybody else talks about. We cry when our friends die, and our artist's music is supposed to comfort us. We are not supposed to be crying for our artist too. Like, music is supposed to be the comfort and the light in our dark lives. And where are you? Where are you in the music?